Don't you just love waking up to the smell of your mum preparing a Sunday roast? And then you remember you're pescatarian. Like, they're going to have roast lamb in front of my face, and that's unfair. I haven't eaten meat for like a month. But anyway. I'm going to come across differently in this video than I do in person. I think. Because it's a different interaction. Whew. So yesterday I went for an official diagnosis for autism, Aspergers. Definitely being confirmed to have Aspergers. But a female presentation. Like, I don't say I'm mild or severe. Apparently there's different ways of saying it, and so that's what I've got, like, female presentation form of Asperger's, which is more subtle and less, like, in your face, which is probably why people didn't realise, and I didn't even realise myself. It was only 6 years ago that I kind of started to realise that I could potentially have it. But I've been like telling people for 4 years that I'm mildly Aspergic and that I'm like self-diagnosed. Thing is, when people get like officially diagnosed for things like anorexia or depression or like all this stuff which sounds negative, like all this stuff which is all, you know, it's to do with your mental health, a lot of people feel like very bad and they feel ashamed of it. But having this confirmed, like, I'm not ashamed at all, because firstly, I already suspected it for like 6 years, and secondly, like, most of my friends and family have like known me for most of my life, and they never suspected it, and it's not like I'm any different, so why would they treat me any differently? Like, I know they're not going to treat me any differently. There's just all this, like, stigma around mental health, thinking that's, like, a negative thing and people should be ashamed of it, and, like, no. You should embrace it because it's a part of who you are. Everybody's got mental health issues, whether they're minor or major, like big or small. Everyone goes through problems, and it's just a part of who you are. And this is a part of me. And I'm happy for it to be a part of me, because, you know, labels can be good, labels can be bad. Some people like labels, some people don't. But for me, to have this label, to have it confirmed, to have it an official label, I don't think it's a bad thing, because, like, for me, it actually makes things easier. It gives me an excuse as to why I was so strange and weird as a child, and why my brain works differently, and why people don't understand things that I say, when in my head I'm being completely simple and logical in, you know, what I'm saying and what I'm doing. It lets people understand why I'm like that. Yeah, going back to labels, it just helps me, it's hard to explain. See, my brain works differently, so it's hard for me to explain things in an easy way for other people to understand. It just gives me that clarification, you know, to know that this is who I am, this is my identity. You know, you can choose a label, you don't have to. You can choose a different label, you don't have to. We define ourselves. And I'm happy to define myself as having Asperger's. It puts me a step closer to finding who I am as a person, knowing who I am as a person, finding myself. And that's why I don't think it's a bad thing. And that's why I'm happy. You know, I'm happy to walk around and be like, look, I've got a mental health disorder and I'm not ashamed. And my point is that no one else should feel ashamed either. No one should feel ashamed if they've got mental health disorder. No one should feel ashamed of their sexuality, of their gender, of their race, or anything. There's no such thing as perfection. We all have our own flaws, but sometimes those flaws, they do make us unique, but sometimes that uniqueness makes us so beautiful as a person. Makes humanity so versatile, and no one wants to live in a world where we're all exactly the same. We are the same, like we're all human beings, but it's okay to be different. Just accept that. Accept the things that you are, because being yourself is the best thing you can be. Just accept yourself for who you are, and then you'll find your happiness within yourself. I've got a mental health disorder, and I'm proud of it. You should be too.